Okay, ready? Set?
How are we going to cheers?
Never.
I'll go
We're
over
not gonna. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to Our Life in Books, where we talk about our lives, books, and everything in between. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Samantha, and we're cousins.
Yay.
This week, we're talking about independent authors and publishers.
Whoop, whoop.
But first, what tea are you drinking today?
So, I'm trying this one. I haven't tried it yet. Before this is what I meant.
Yeah.
It's called Conga by Adagio Teas. It says it's a lively blend of Caribbean fruits inspired by Nouveau Latino fare.
Ooh.
So it is good. It has like that very fruity flavor, but it's black tea.
Yeah.
It's also strong.
Yeah, I was going to say, it smells strong. And I am drinking our tea.
Yay.
From the Our Life in Books Tea on Adagio. I'm drinking the Naturalist tea from the, like a trope to, or not trope,
an homage?
yeah, to Three Dark Crowns.
Yeah. All together now.
It has, I can't read it,
I was just going to
blackberry, cinnamon, the end. That's all I can read. What? What?
On the subject of tea, this is not even going to come out in time for anyone to care about this, but Adagio Teas has Sherlock Holmes Day right now.
Oh, cute.
Like you go and you spin a wheel.
Oh my gosh, spin that wheel, girl.
I love Sherlock Holmes so much. It says I won a sample of Wandering Bullet tea. So, okay, while this is probably not going to matter anymore.
We can tweet it out or something.
Mm-hmm. They do have like random days like that. Like there's Dragon Day where all their dragon teas are a certain percentage off, and they always have random days like that. So anyhow,
cute. Okay, what'd you get? I'm gonna see what I got.
I got Wandering Bullet tea.
Mine's still spinning.
It's by
No, I got no evidence. Dead end.
The creator.
Don't you will laugh at me.
The creator is Bran Midwinter, and I've bought his. I think it's a him. I'm not 100% sure, but I've bought his tea blends before. They're really good.
Ooh. So what are you reading this week?
Right, back to
back to books.
Right. Okay, so I just finished Brightly Burning Stars by A.K. Small. It's a very intense ballet boarding school book.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's really, really good, though. I just reviewed it on my blog, so if you want to go check that out. But yeah, so it's really good. It's just, it's two friends. They've been roommates the whole time they've been there, and it's their final year, and whoever gets top ranking the final year gets a position in like the big ballet corps. So it gets very competitive. Trigger warnings for self-harm and eating disorders and all the things. But it is really good. So, and then also I started Supermarket by Bobby Hall, aka Logic.
Are you going to tell everyone who you're going to see?
I am going to see Logic in November. Alex and I got tickets for our anniversary, so I'm so excited.
I really like, you're probably going to get into the book, but I really like that he has a playlist to go with it. Yeah.
So there's a whole album that goes with the book. And it's all the stuff on the album is nothing like what he's done before. Like it's, I don't know, it's very like 90s music. That's what it reminds me of. It's good though.
You're like, I love it.
I do love it. I love the album. I'm only like a couple chapters into the book, but I can tell it's going to be really weird. Like it's
in a good way?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just going to be weird, and no.
It is going to be weird. Anyway, so what are you reading?
Okay, well, I finished 2 books with the theme this week, independent authors. I finished Siobhan Davis's newest book, No Feelings Involved. It is a standalone, contemporary, new adult romance, all of the things. And it is about this guy who, thought he was in love and then got his heart broken, so he's like given up. And he meets this young girl, and all she wants to do is to lose her V card before college because she thinks that it's silly to lose it to someone who's an inexperienced young guy. She wants to, want to be special and something she can always remember and something she can, write about, but nothing that is serious.
Yeah.
so that they run into each other, that happens. They're never going to see each other again. And then his roommate asks if his sister can move in for a little bit until she finds a place. And it turns out that is the girl. So he doesn't want to lose his friend. So they just agree to just like never tell anybody and like leave it alone. But that obviously easier said than done when, feelings are involved, and maybe feelings that they're both not accepting or listening to. So it was really good, and I enjoyed it. The fact that she took people from When Forever Changes, the secondary characters, and put them into this.
That's
book.
Like your favorite thing
I love
ever.
that. I love building on worlds. So I just got done with that. I want to say really quick that never mind. We'll talk about it later. She's an independent author. She has a new book coming out I want to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
And I also just got done with Lord of Shadows, the second of the Dark Artifices by Cassandra Clare. I reread the first two because I haven't read the third one, and that's kind of like one of the ones I've been wanting to read this year. So it's really good. I'm not going to give any spoilers because, it's in the middle of the series, and it's not a standalone. But, basically... the parapatai bond, which means like your best friends forever, can sometimes mean that is not always a good thing if you can't fall in love. So we have these two characters who are parapatai but have feelings now, and what do they do with that? What does that mean for them and for their families and for their lives? So that's where I'm at with that. Next, I'm going to read the next one now, and then I'm starting 2 books. I've started reading this one already, Perfectly Imperfect by Fabiola Francisco. She's an indie author. She actually sent it to me, which was really nice. And it's, it's an emotional standalone about a city girl and a country boy. Basically, she doesn't want any attachments, and she's never really met a good guy. And then this good guy comes along, and now she's like, wait a second, like, do I want to be with him or do I want to keep living my lifestyle? Like, she's conflicted. So that sounded really good. And then I'm also going to be reading The Pea Brains Idea. It's a fantasy romance, and it's based, I don't really know a lot about it. I got it sent to me, so I haven't really gotten a chance to read it yet. But it says, find the compass, save the world, or save herself. Can she learn how to use magic bubbles to chart a new course in time? The time mechanics may hold the answers.
Ooh, who's the author?
That is Martha R. Carr, Carr. So those all sound really good. Love me some mostly indie authors. Right. All of the things.
All the books.
All right. So what new releases are going on this week?
All right.
These couple weeks.
I've got 2. Well, now I'm doing 2 posts per new release week.
She has a problem, guys. You're very, very meticulous with these lists, which I appreciate. I think all of our listeners appreciate too, so we don't have to scour the internet.
Interesting and fun, and I'm still afraid, even though I've got so many books on every single post every week, I'm still afraid that I'm missing out on some. Yeah. So if you guys ever catch some that I've missed or something, just message me or whatever, put it on my blog.
Well, yeah, because how are you supposed to find all of the indie authors everywhere that are releasing?
I'm I really want to.
Yeah, how?
This is a treasure hunt, and I need to find all the treasure.
Yeah.
So one of them that I'm both excited and I feel kind of funny about. So anyway, it's called Kingsbane by Claire Legrand. It is number 2 in the Emporium series. Okay. And I say that I feel weird because...
Is it
it's a YA fantasy.
YA fantasy, okay.
And so the first book was called Furyborn. It came out last year by the publisher is Source Books Fire. It was a huge release last year. The thing is, I read it and I don't remember anything about it.
That's not good.
Because I read it when we went to BookCon.
That's what you're reading at BookCon?
Yeah, and I took it with us on the flight.
Wish I could forget what I read at BookCon.
And I was so anxious the whole time that I was reading to try and forget the anxiousness, and I don't remember anything that I read.
I didn't know that. I feel bad that you were an anxious ball of Elizabeth.
That's basically my life. But anyway, so I'm both excited to read the second one, but also I feel like I need to reread the first one because I know I did like it. I gave it 5 stars. but I don't remember any details.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think at least we like counter each other with our anxieties. Like, because I wasn't too bad.
I just remember that, like, looking at the page, and I read it, but...
Do you remember my book that I was reading, and it was really messed up, and you're like, did you finish that? And I was like, see, your anxiety is you just feel anxiety, but you got to sleep. I just didn't sleep. I was like, oh, guess what? Not going to sleep.
See, and that's the thing. That's the weird thing about my anxiety, too, is, like, sometimes I can't sleep, and then sometimes I can't stay awake.
Oh, my God. Mine's just mine's just like, oh, you're not going to sleep.
Ever. And then let me look real quick.
I was going to say, I want to talk about Girl Gone Viral by Arvin. Yes. I can't remember the last name. Let me look at your post. Sorry. Amandi.
Oh, yeah.
I can't say it. I'm so sorry. But it's about like a 17-year-old who code is mad. Like she codes and stuff. Yeah. And I don't know. I just love nerdy girl books because I am a nerdy girl. And I just feel like it's such a male dominated job. And I love to see like when it's like, they're like pushing up that like, it's like there are nerdy girls out there. And like, I enjoyed it. So I was like, yes, I want to read this book.
Requested that on NetGalley.
Yep. Didn't get approved. So now I'm going to have to buy it. So rude.
And then there is one I wanted to talk about that came out last week since we didn't podcast last week.
Yeah.
It's called We Hunt the Flame. And this is by Hafsa Faisal, and I don't know if I'm saying her name right.
We never do. I think we should just always assume that we're not.
She's a fellow bookstagrammer.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
She's amazing. And I actually got approved for this one on NetGalley, and I haven't got to start it yet because I've been reading all the other things. But, so that came out. It's the first in a series. So, buy it and then wait till the next one comes out before you binge them. I don't know what your deal is, but that's what I do like to do that. But since I got it on NetGalley, I have to read it now.
Oh, you have?
I do. But yeah, that one sounds really good. I'm so excited to read it.
That does sound really good.
Yes.
All right. Yes. So the Kindle Unlimited book that I want to talk about is Next Girl to Die. I know, it's not a romance. Whoa. Who am I? It's a mystery. It's been on the cover's really pretty. It's like a lake with blue and oranges and it has like the text like.
I think I have this book.
Are you freaking kidding me? I'm borrowing it then.
I might.
Solving the case will avenge her sister unless the killer finds her first. So basically her sister died like 15 years ago. She was murdered in their small town in Maine. And so she's a homicide detective in Detroit and her sister's case is cold, but I think does another case happen?
Like another girl dies.
Oh no, I don't know if someone shows up asking questions and wants to know the truth, and she starts hearing more and more like details about her sister's death that she didn't know about. Oh, yeah. And I guess you're right. The killer does strike again. And now she knows that the killer isn't done and she has to go back and try and like save people. And it just sounded really good. Do you own this?
I'm not seeing it. I might. But also I think I thought it was this book because it kind of looks similar. Like the cover.
They do. Yeah. You also don't.
I know I've seen this book around.
Yeah. It sounds so good. And it's on Kindle Unlimited.
Heck. Yes.
Hey, yo.
Okay, so I'm really, really, really excited about the Prime Reading book.
Yeah, I am too.
I just got on there today, and Three Dark Crowns by Kendara Blake is on there. So if you guys have been listening to how much we love that series.
We made a tea.
Right? Like, here is your opportunity to at least read the first one and see if you like it.
Yeah.
So.
That's a very good way to put it.
Yeah. Because, like, it's not for everybody, I'm sure. But yeah, so that's on there. So go read. Go forth and read.
Go read all of the things.
Yay!
I have so many things for Book World news.
So many things.
So many things. Do you want me to just go crazy?
Yeah, just jump in.
I will start going crazy. All right. The first thing I want to talk about is May is Mental Health Awareness Month, which I didn't realize that was a thing, but that's amazing. And I don't know if I wrote that or you, but so basically in Epic Reads, there's 17 young adult books worth reading during Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes.
And I just wanted to maybe highlight some and everyone can go and look at the post for themselves.
Oh my gosh.
I've been wanting to read The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X. R. Pan. Really?
It's so good.
Okay.
It's going to be one of those books that's like one of the best books you've ever read. And
it'll break your heart.
Yeah, it does. But also the story is just, it sticks with you. And have you ever read magical realism?
No.
Where like, so it's one of those genres that is my favorite, and I don't realize how much I love it until I read a book with it in it. So it's always something where it's set in the normal world, but there's a little bit of magic, and you're not sure if it is really magic or it's like in the person's head.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So she does magical realism so well, and this is her debut book. Like, this is her first book, and it's incredible.
Oh, wow.
So good.
Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I bought this for my friend for Christmas or her birthday, I can't remember. But I really want to read that. And I also saw that How to Make Friends with the Dark by Kathleen Glasgow's on there, which I just got done reading, and it's so good. Like, yes, you need to read that. And then I saw that there's another one on here that you read, How It Feels to Float by Helena Fox.
Yep. That was one that, like, her story is obviously very, very different from mine. Her dad passed away when she was young, and it's just her and her mom and her twin brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a brother and a sister. I can't remember. But, younger siblings. And it's just one of those books that made me feel seen. Like, our stories are completely different, and like the ways that we feel about depression and anxiety and stuff is different, but still, like, you're
not alone.
It resonates with you.
Yeah,
and
you
feel
definitely
very not alone. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, How to Make Friends with the Dark was, hard to read because her mom dies, and we're very close with our mother, so it was like a very much like I didn't want to read it, but I wanted to read it at the same time.
Yeah,
because it's such a terrifying thing for me. And it was so good. Oh my God, it was so good. Another one that like comes to mind is All the Right Places by
Jennifer Niven.
Yep, thank you. That's another one that's really good.
It is very good. And then another one on the list I wanted to point out too was Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia.
You've read that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I read it earlier this year. It's the only book I've read on my Beat the Backlist challenge so far.
Dang it. I think I haven't read any.
It's another one that she's very relatable in that she's an artist, and she creates this online web comic that is very, very popular, but no one knows that it's her.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I feel kind of like I relate to her a lot, because the Bookstagram thing is one of those things that like nobody knows. Like, I feel like I'm Clark Kent. Like, nobody knows that about me, and then when people find out, they're like, "Oh my God, you take those pictures?" And I'm like, "It's not that big of a deal." But, let's not go there. But anyhow, so I did feel like her in that way. Like, you want to create things, but you also don't want to be seen. And so she deals a lot with her mental health, and it's very, very good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sounds so good. So yeah, check these books out and take care of your mental health this month and every month. But it's nice that there's awareness about it.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that this was a thing, but apparently Elizabeth did, and I got really excited, and I was like crushed that she already knew about it, of course. And she's like, "I think it's on my blog." I was like, "No, it's not," because I look at your blog daily. Goodreads widgets for your blog.
They are very cool.
They're cool. I like the idea of them, but they might not update as well as other functioning widgets. So
for whatever reason, when I had it on because I think
do you know what you had?
I think I had the currently reading one
on
there, and it just never updated. Like, it just stayed the same book it was when I put the widget on there.
Yeah.
So
the one I liked was the reading challenge. That's the one I was going to try. So maybe I'll let you guys know how reliable it is. But I just want to bring that up, that if you have a blog, and we have widgets for our life and book stuff. I should put them somewhere. I haven't. I'm so sorry.
I feel like we said we were going to do that too.
I think I put them on the Our Life and Book Society in the files. Okay. But I'll double check. But if you have a blog.
If you have a blog and you're participating in our challenges,
there's widgets.
Do it.
Woo! And then I went on so basically I love when publishing companies release not a sample of their book, because it always, and like on NetGalley they do that as well, just because it's a nice taste to see if you're gonna actually enjoy this book or not.
Yeah.
So I put 2 that I was kind of wanting to read down here. The first one is from Penguin, and that is The Art of Breaking Things. I really want to read this. I requested it on NetGalley, and I haven't got it yet. And I'm trying to remember what it's about.
The author is Laura Simpson.
Yeah, Laura Simpson.
The cover is really cool.
Yeah, right? In a tradition of Laura Hansen, one girl embraces the power of her voice. Rules are meant to be broken, and she won't stay silent. They're all graduating. She wants to escape to art school, and that's maybe why I liked it too. But her party first asks questions later style starts to crumble when her mom rekindles her romance with the man who betrayed Sky's trust and boundaries when he was supposed to be protecting her. Too young to understand what was happening at the time, but now she doesn't know whether to run as far away from him as possible or give up her dreams to save her little sister.
Oh my.
The only problem is that no one knows what he did to her. How can she reveal the secret she's guarded for so long? So... yeah. If you're interested in that, there's there's an excerpt on Penguin, and we'll leave it in the link below, obviously. And then the other book that I thought was really interesting, and I think I also requested, have you read it?
No.
It's on Epic Reads. It's The Missing Season by Gillian French. Which,
yeah, I thought it looked really good.
It looks so good. I'm trying to go to the synopsis.
They comp E. Lockhart for this, and that makes me really excited because I really like E. Lockhart's writing style.
Yeah. Whenever another kid goes missing in October, the kids in the old factory town of Pender know what's really happened behind it. A monster in the marshes that they call the Mumbler.
Ooh.
Yeah, right? So that's what Clara's new crew tells her when she moves to town. Bree and Sage take her under their wing. Spirited Trace, who has taken the lead in this year's Halloween prank war, and Magnetic... oh my god, I'm just butchering this. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm reading as I look at it. She doesn't believe in the Mumbler, but as Halloween get closer and tensions build, so it kind of reminds me of It a little bit. I think that's why I picked it. So basically they're like trying to figure out what's lurking in the shadows and if the Mumbler is real or if they've got like a serial killer or like what's going on. Yeah, but it reminded me of It, so I was like, I want to read it. Because I don't know why. I'm very choosy with my scary, and I really like that kind of scary.
Yeah. I think you would like The Devouring Grey, because it kind of that too.
Yeah, definitely. So, I don't know. I just wanted to, like, post some, like, things, little samplers. I just really enjoy that. I think that's how...
yeah.
When I read that, I think I just read one for NetGalley, and... I wrote on there my review. I was like, oh my god, I can't wait until this comes out because it gets you in enough. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, and that's the end. And I was like, oh gosh darn it, now I'm gonna have to go order it.
So Epic Reads does this, I want to say every week, or maybe it's every couple weeks. You sign up for, it's a specific newsletter. I'll have to look it up and put it in the show notes. But you get the first 5 chapters of a book, and they send you 1 chapter a day. And
why have you not signed me up for this?
And I've been signed up for a while, and it's one of those things, like, I kept telling myself I would read them, but I never do because I have so much other stuff to read. But I think that's another great way to, like, you know, if you're anticipating a book coming out or something, and I think they usually do it right before it comes out.
Yeah.
So you can read the first 5 chapters, and then you can decide if you even want to buy it.
Right. And what I love about, weirdly enough, like when I'm in like a funk or I'm in like reading just that and it's no pressure, it's just getting, I don't know, it like really like helps me out of a slump. Or when I'm in like a funk with the book I'm reading, or I'm like in a funk, it's just nice to like, I guess I love trailers of things. Yeah. I love watching like movie trailers, and I love looking at like promos for books and stuff like that. So I think this is why I like that, is I get a little taste and then I'm like, okay, I'll read. It's not like a big, like, you have to read this book. It's just like a little teeny thing to read.
I'll have to find it. I'm not seeing it right away on their website, but maybe if you sign up for the regular newsletter, you get that as well.
Yeah, you'll have to leave it in the show notes, a little description too.
Yeah.
We can tweet it out or put it on our Instagram too. We had 2 quizzes. What happened to the other one?
I put it in.
Oh, cool. All right, cool. I thought I deleted it. That's why I was like, no,
I put
Samantha.
it in T-chats. I figured we could do one.
Sometimes I delete things or forget I write things in here. That's why I was like, okay, cool. So we're going to do a quiz.
Yeah, it's a perfect quiz for this week.
Yes, because it's an indie author.
Yeah.
And she's awesome. We need to ask her. I was meaning to. We need to reach out to her to see when her 4th book comes out. Because we've been asked, and I don't know. And I think, she has a full-time job and kids, guys. Like, right. I think a lot of people, I think that's where it came from. I think a lot of people forget that indie authors, it's hard to be a full-time indie author. So they have other jobs.
They literally do everything for the book. Like, sometimes they don't design the cover, but they still have to pay someone to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And coordinate all of that.
And then keep that same artist if they want to flow.
Right. So, anyhow, this quiz is...
Tangent.
It's for her series, The Dead Things.
Children series. Yeah, Dead Things series. The first book is Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. And we've talked about this a lot. If you haven't read it, you need to. It's so good. Mm-hmm. I don't like this. I told you, this is the book series that got me out of my reading slump and into Bookstagram.
Yeah.
It was kind of around that same time.
Yeah, if you really like paranormal fantasy
with all of the different paranormal fantasies all rolled into one, then you'll love it because it's like Reaper, Shifter, fairies, witches, werewolves, like it's all of the things, necromancers, like it's so good, and there's so many character development, and there's so mmany different characters that I'm obsessed. It's so much fun, and it's fun to reread. Like you miss things.
Yeah,
I've reread it like I don't know how many times. Were you gonna say something? Why are you making that face?
I don't remember. This quiz is to see what faction you belong to.
Really quick, how did you find her? I was going to ask you this the other day. Because you're the one who introduced me. You sent me the link, I remember, to Amazon, and I bought the Kindle book.
And I don't remember which person it is in the group because I'm really not good with names, but
also same.
One of her biggest fans in the group that's always on there, always posting stuff. I think I saw the book on his Instagram or his Bookstagram, and I was like, this cover is
so good.
And then I think I joined her Facebook group, and she was looking for readers for, I think it was the second book. She was looking for reviewers, and so they ended up sending me both books, and then I was just like, all right.
And then I was like, oh, it's on Kindle? Bye. Right. And then I was like, I need a hardcover. Bye.
And like just like a paperback. Like while I was reading, I was so into it. So 2 years ago, I think, is when she came up with this quiz because she did the faction wars, and it was different ways you could earn points for your faction.
Yeah,
it was really fun. So I know what I got for that, and I'm curious if I get the same thing.
And I've never taken it because, I think back then I wasn't really into the Facebook groups as much as I am now. So I'm excited, and I really want to reread this. We need to ask her when. Maybe we could do a little interview with her because I would love to know what's going on with her and her books because I want them all.
Yeah, and
and I really love her website, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I just think it's so interesting.
I love her character.
Yeah, she has character cards at the bottom. So if you ever have trouble picturing a character, go to her website because then you see them, and they're exactly how I pictured them. So
yeah, and I have a couple of the actual character cards.
How dare you?
What was I going to say about that?
Flips table.
Something. Oh, she's got a podcast too.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
It's a explicit podcast. So if you are a child or you have a child near you, maybe don't listen to it while they're around.
Have headphones on.
But it's called Books and BS.
Yeah.
I can't say what it's called.
I also she's a nurse, so she's very into women's health and promoting that. I really like that about her too, because a lot of people maybe wouldn't say that, but she's like, I'm a nurse. I got credentials, back it up.
Right.
All right, quiz time.
Quiz.
Done fangirling.
So it's called the Faction Wars.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
Quiz.
Let's start.
Let's do this.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Do you want to read the first one?
Yeah. Okay. Which world best describes you?
Word.
Oh my god, why'd you have me read first?
I'm so sorry.
This is what happens in my brain. Which word best describes you? Intuitive, brave, loving, loyal, intelligent. Are we answering for ourselves or each other?
Oh, ourselves.
Okay. What would you say you are?
Oh.
What do you on the... I don't know what to put either, so...
I want to say intelligent, but I feel like that sounds
No,
like
that's
being
literally.
pretentious.
I would have picked intelligent or loving for you.
Oh, thanks.
What would you pick for me? Help. I was saying like brave or loving. I'm not. I mean, not to say I'm not intelligent, but like that's not the first thing that I think
but
of.
also loyal. That would be good
Loyal.
for you too.
Okay, I'll do loyal. Okay. Ooh, I like the pictures.
Pick a color.
Why did you get the easy question?
Pink, red, black, blue, yellow.
Oh, black.
Black for sure.
Oh my God, why is my mom just kidding? If you could have any power, what would it be? See the dead, see the future, super strength, the ability to fly, mind manipulation. Yikes. Oh, my power isn't on here. I always say I already know what my power is if I could pick out of anywhere. No, out of any power. It'd be to like help people, like heal.
Oh.
That'd be the power I'd want.
I think I'm gonna pick the ability to fly.
Yeah? Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't want to see the future.
No, I think that just sounds awful. Like I'm already an anxious mess. Could you imagine if I knew what was coming? It'd be like Final Destination when he like puts corks and stuff on all the sharp things.
Oh my God, right. I think I would see the dead. I don't know why. I think it'd be interesting.
I see dead.
I'm cold.
Oh God. Okay, what inspires you? Words, art, power, love, or music?
Ooh, art.
I would say music.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you don't. What is most important to you? Loyalty, romance, money, or family? Family. Money.
Do you prefer morning, midday, or night? Night.
Yeah, night, even though you fall asleep.
I'm most productive at night.
Also same. Is it better to be loved, feared, or respected?
I want people to fear how much they love me. Michael Scott.
Loved. Oh, no. Yeah. Feared?
No, it was loved or respected.
Oh.
I think loved, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do the wrong thing for the right reason. True or false? True.
Yeah. I was going to go true. In your free time, you prefer to hang out with friends, marathon Netflix, read, or work out? I wonder what we prefer to do. Read. I would say hang out with friends is a close second. Workout is definitely not.
You don't think binging Netflix is a close second?
It's not always Netflix.
Well, but binging something?
Touche.
Okay. You have to explore one dead thing's world. Which do you choose? The spirit world, the in-between, Summerland, Dark World, or the Fey world?
Oh, I don't know.
I have an aesthetic, and it's Dark World.
Yeah, you're going to go with that?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to do spirit world.
Ooh.
I did like the Fey world, though.
You do want to see the dead, so...
I see dead
Creep.
Whose turn is it? Mine?
Yeah.
Ah, crap. Somebody asked you a question, and the answer might hurt your feelings.
Hurt their feelings.
Oh, my God. Hurt their feelings. Which do you choose? Flee the scene. Brutal honesty. Lie to protect them. Tell them the truth nicely.
It really depends
on the situation, yeah.
But I
would tell them the truth nicely.
I think I would lie to protect them, unless it's someone really close to me.
Yeah.
So, what's your worst trait?
Ooh, all right.
Can't people, clumsy, oblivious, too honest, or can't math?
Oh, I'm can't math. Right people. There. I'm can't math. So much can't math.
I love it.
Ooh, calculating. Calculating. Oh, an ad for Kohl's. And that's fun. What'd you get?
I got the phone.
Oh my God, what'd you get?
I'm a witch.
Oh, I'm a shifter.
That like I want to be a shifter, but at the same time, like I'm super excited to be a witch.
I'm kind of jealous you're a witch. But I like being a shifter.
So I was gonna tell you, when I participated in the faction wars, I bought myself a ring that says witch because I was in the witch faction.
Get out. I love that, though. You so would.
Oh, are you going to read the thing?
Yeah, you read yours first.
Okay. Whether you are a good witch like Erin or a wicked witch like Stella, there's no denying your way with words goes far beyond your ability to chant in multiple languages. Your powers of persuasion are legendary, and you are a master of manipulation. Some people might think you're mean or evil, but you just know what you want, and your ruthless ambition will most definitely ensure you a place on the Witches' Council. P.S. Erin is my favorite character. So, that's awesome.
Erin. Erin.
Yeah.
Took me a second.
The one with the tattoos.
I was thinking girl, because I work with Erin.
He's got a dragon tattoo.
Oh my god, you have a problem. No, I'm just kidding. All right, shifter. Well, I guess my favorite are the other ones, but whether... Okay, come on, Samantha, you can read. I don't know why I'm so spacey today. Whether you are a wolf like the Belladonna pack or a feline demigod with a bad attitude like Shelby, you have a natural-born grace and agility that makes you perfect for team sports or long-distance running, often needed to hunt down whatever grim comes to town. I do like team sports, I guess. You also have intuition on the spot. Some people might think you are actually a psychic. Your sixth sense comes in handy just as often as your pointy teeth and razor-sharp claws.
Sixth sense. I
see dead people when trying to protect your friends and family because you are willing to do just about anything for your loved ones.
Oh, that's perfect. That's so perfect.
Yay, that was really fun. I liked that a lot.
I really would like to be a shifter, though. Like, we had that, one of our first episodes was about werewolves.
Oh, yeah.
And I've never wanted to be a werewolf more than when I read werewolf books. So
you're like, can I please be a werewolf? Okay, thanks. Oh, okay, that was really fun.
It was fun. I love it.
If you guys do that, let us know. You can like screenshot it and put it in the group, Our Life in Book Society, or Instagram, or any social media. We're always on there checking them. No.
It was a hiccup.
It was a hiccup. Okay, so this week's topic, independent authors. It's also
our reading challenge theme of the month.
Yes, exactly. Try and get people out of their comfort zone.
Right. So, obviously we're coming down to the wire here at the end of May. Ow. But you still have plenty of time.
Yeah.
And
some indie author books are small. You can just little sample.
Yeah. Yeah. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. So, what is it like? Could you want to explain? So, we picked independent authors. Either they self-publish or they're with a small indie publishing company.
Right.
Correct.
Right. So an independent author is one who publishes their own book.
Yeah.
Usually, it's through like Amazon and all that stuff. But yeah,
or whatever country has like something like that.
Right. They publish their own books. So they do either they do all of the editing and all of the cover design and everything themselves, or they hire it out. But either way, it all goes through them.
Yes. They make all the decisions.
Yeah. And then independent publishers are pretty much the same thing. They're just not affiliated with any of the 5 big publishing houses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's kind of where we picked these because it works out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I also want to point out that it's so important to support these authors because the hardest thing with being independent is that you don't get that big publishing company backing you with all the marketing.
Right.
So they have to market themselves as well. I mean, I think that's why I like to support indie authors as much as I do, but I also enjoy the indie authors can kind of, I want to say, do whatever they want with their books. And I enjoy that. I enjoy the nitty gritty things that maybe some big publishers will gloss over or take out or, you know what I mean? Not to say that that's bad or anything. It's very more mainstream. I love indie movies. I love all of that stuff. So I like indie authors.
Well, that's the thing, indie authors still have editors that go through their book.
Oh yeah,
and help
definitely.
them do stuff. But the thing is, if they suggest an edit that they don't want to make, they don't have to do it.
Exactly. They get to tell their story and they get to tell how they want to. And I feel like sometimes you get more variety and more details that maybe you wouldn't get other times when people are editing because they want to tell it how they're going to tell it. And I think sometimes they put their own stories or what happens in their lives in it, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So I have a huge list.
You do.
I don't know what to do. How do we do this? Do we just list them all, or do you want to talk about a couple that we have in common, like Martina, really quick?
Let's talk about a couple we have in common, and then we'll kind of go through.
We don't really need to talk to Martina. We already talked about her.
Right. You guys all know she's the author of the Dead Things series.
She's awesome. Go follow her on Twitter. She's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Who else?
Sarah Hunt.
Yes, Sarah.
So she's only got one book so far, but we both read it. It's called Small Potatoes, Mouth-Watering Musings from a Misanthrope.
Yep, there you go.
I always forget the subtitle. But so she self-published this book. It's like a collection of short stories and essays basically about her life and
food and funny things that have happened surrounding food. And I love her little, like, she had like little like chapter, I don't know what they're called, like maybe in between or whatever. Sorry. Oh, let's silence our computers and phones. I'm kidding. But I really liked how she was like, if you like Miracle Whip, take step 1, grab Miracle Whip. Step 2, throw it in the garbage. Yeah. I sent it to my mom. I was like, yeah. So it's just a really quirky, fun book. How do we know her?
So she is the wife of James Patrigello, who is one of the podcasters on Small Town Murder and Crime and Sports.
Yes, and then she's in a podcast. Yeah. I know they haven't recorded in a while, but it's still one of my favorites.
It's P.S. I Hate This Movie.
Yes.
And she also does, like, all the background stuff for Small Town Murder and Crime and Sports.
And she also does stand-up, right?
Like, if you email them and you get an email back, or you interact on social media, it's probably Sarah.
Yeah.
She's just so funny. Like, after I got done reading this book, I was like, can we be best friends?
Yeah.
But also, she's too much like me, and we would never actually make plans because we avoid plans.
Yep, so. You guys are just internet friends forever. Right. I already talked about Siobhan Davis, but I did want to talk about her new book that's coming out because she just sent me the details, and I was like, oh, I'm so excited. And apparently it's a thing going around because my bookish Twitter, I follow a lot of, like, bookish people, and apparently it's a thing going around about, like, bully, like, what is it called? Like, bully romance books.
Oh.
But not like a good thing. Like, it's just basically like, there's bullies in it that you have to, like, overcome. You know what I mean? Oh. So it's like Cruel Intentions. There's bullies and the girl has to, like, overcome it. So I don't know. It's a trope going around the romance community right now. Yeah. Tamara, I can't remember her last name, was talking about it. But this one's called Cruel Intentions.
Wait. It's literally called Cruel Intentions?
Yeah, Cruel Intentions. It has like a long title. Give me a second.
I was going to say, isn't that the name of the movie or something?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I think that's kind of like the idea of it. Cruel Intentions, a Writerville High Elite.
Ooh.
And it's basically...
so is it YA then?
It's YA. YA dark fantasy. Not fantasy, dark contemporary in high school. Basically, it's two elite groups in this... high school, and the girl will have to, like, take them both down, and that's kind of like, I don't know. I don't really know a lot about it. I just got told about it, but it sounds really good. It's nothing she's ever wrote before.
Yeah.
She's, written fantasy and romance and stuff like that, and I think this is going to have romance in it, but I also think it's going to be, like, definitely, like, darker Gossip Girl / maybe, like, a Riverdale-esque kind of thing. I'm very excited about it. Yeah. Huh. So if you like that kind of stuff, go check it out. Go at it on your Goodreads.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Me?
Yep.
Is it me?
You go next.
Okay. So let's see. I know I talk about her a lot, but she is.
I feel like we always say. I know we've talked about this a lot. But...
She is one of my favorite indie authors. It's Elise Kova. Hold on. I'm going to bring up her stuff on Goodreads because she has written quite a few series, and I feel like she's crazy, but in a good way. Because, like, I don't know how she does it, but the way she puts out books is insane.
It's like Siobhan Davis, yeah.
Okay, so she's got the Air Awakens series. And then there's the Loom Saga, the Golden Guard, Age of Magic, Wish Quartet, which I've read the first 2 books, I believe. And then she's currently coming out with Air Awakens Vortex Chronicles, which is part of the Air Awakens series, but, like, in the future.
Yeah.
So it's in the same world, but yeah, I can't remember if it's like 10 or 20 years in the future, but anyhow. So yeah, she's an indie author. She's amazing. Most of her stuff is fantasy. So if you're into that, but I just bought the box set of Air Awakens so that I can power through that because that was going to be my indie author pick for this month. So I was like, well, getting down to it.
Gonna have to read a lot of them.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Elizabeth O'Rourke. I've read a couple of hers. The one that sticks out to me is No One But Us, and it's about this. It's a new adult romance, and it's basically about this young girl who is from a prominent family, but they've always ignored her, and so she's trying to like become her own person. And she's a young girl in like I think a business world. And she has, like, these older men, like, creeping on her. No. And she's, like, trying to handle that. But she has no one to turn to because her parents aren't there. And so she turns to her best friend and her best friend's older brother. Well, her best friend is kind of, like, MIA, dealing with another relationship. And she's not around. So she's, like, going to this older brother. And then they, like, you know, kind of hit it off. But, like, also, he doesn't know if, like, he wants to be with, a girl with, like, that has notoriety like that. Mm-hmm. And it's a really good book. I enjoyed it a lot. So that's another indie author that I've read.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so my next one is actually from an independent publisher. It's called Future House Publishing. I used to do... Are
we supposed to be saying the publishers? Crap. Continue.
No, but I used to do... like reviews for them. They used to send me arcs.
Okay.
So this is one of the arcs I got. It's called Parish by Shannen Crane Camp. I really, really love this book. It's about a group of friends who are paranormal investigators.
Ooh, okay.
And so it's a paranormal romance. And I reading
love
back
me
over
some paranormal romance.
Right? I'm reading back over my review because it's been almost 3 years since I've read this. But I wrote that I really liked one of the main characters named Brighton because she struggles to talk to people. So I was like, oh,
you're like me.
And then also there's a character named Jefferson who is like really dorky but also really smart, and he reminded me of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, I love that.
So yeah, that was a really good book, and I guess number 2 is out, which I had no idea.
It stinks that like all these books like go. You know what I mean? You're going back to them. I'm glad we are because I'm like looking to see if they've like got any more now.
Because they're independent authors or independent publishers, they fly under the radar a lot of times. So yeah, but the first one in the series is called Parish, and then the second one is called Fade.
Ooh.
That's Shannen Crane Camp. So I'm going to have to go read Fade.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was out.
So the author I want to talk about next is Jodie Larson. We actually met her at North Iowa Book Bash last year.
Okay, which...
She's the one with the band, and we were sitting there, and I read one book. She goes, well, this is my favorite. I'm like, because there was a series. She's like, but you can read them. It's cool because it's called Lightning Strikes, and there's 4 books, and you can read them independent of each other. It's all 4 members of a band.
Okay.
The band is called Lightning Strikes. Mm-hmm. And we were sitting there at her table, and I picked up one, and I was like, oh my God, I really like that one. Okay, I picked up that, and then you looked over, and you're like, you're buying all of them, aren't you? And I was like, yes. So I bought all 3 of them, and then I pre-ordered the last one. And the first one's really good because she's a dancer. I think that's why I like really wanted that one. Mm-hmm. The main character's a dancer, and she has tragedy in her life, and so she like kind of quits it, but then she meets this guy, and he kind of like, they complement each other because he like plays for her and she dances and stuff. It's really good. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I really liked those books. I rage read them, and the covers are really pretty. So I really need to read more of her stuff because I think I have like want to reads on a bunch of her stuff, but that's her main series. She has another series called Faded, but yeah, she's an independent author.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next one is another independent publisher.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. It is called World Weaver Press, and then the author is Cheryl Low. So her series... the first one's called Vanity and Dust. I know I've talked about it before, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about the actual story, but it is like it's a dark fantasy where everything seems really lush on the surface, but you can tell there's something very dark going on. Mm-hmm. And I follow the author on Instagram, and she's so adorable, and her husband is actually the model on the cover of both of the books, which is really cool. And then she also, I think it was this year. Actually, yeah, no, it was last year. Oh my God. The end of last year, she came out with a new book called Infernal.
Oh, wow.
And it seems completely different from what she's written before. It's a thriller, and that is by Grinning Skull Press, which is another independent press. So, she's kind of got a lot of everything going there. But yeah, I'm really excited to read her other book because I love her fantasy. I love this world that she's created.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really curious how her like thriller is gonna, how different it's gonna be.
Oh, I love when they have different, like, can write like more than one genre just to see what they flex their writing muscles.
And her Instagram is really fun to follow because I think they live in Sweden. I can't remember for sure, but I just feel like they're always doing something fun. Her and her husband.
Oh yeah,
and she always has her husband on there, and he's on the cover of these books. So it's like.
They're a team.
Yeah.
The next book, or the next author I want to talk about is Ellie Messe. And the book that I read, I keep saying, oh my God. The book that I read is called Broken, and it's a romance, but it's very dark, and it's trigger warnings all over it. It's very, very dark. But that was the book that I got, and I read it on Kindle, and then got it, and it's like,
oh yeah,
900 pages, and I was like, how did I read this thing? It was so intense. It was one of the most intense dark books I've ever read.
Really?
But she has a way of writing where if you go to her Facebook page and like join the group, it's her. Like you read it and you read it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She has she talks like she writes.
Has a voice.
Yeah, she has a very, very distinct voice. It's actually on Kindle Unlimited. I'm saying that must be new. I did not know that. And the second book coming out, Famished, it's in the same world, only different characters. Mm-hmm. That's going to be coming out soon, or I think it's already out. Give me a second. Let me look. I can't remember. I know I haven't read it. I think it's coming out soon, but yeah, it's coming out soon. It's really good. It's very dark, trigger warnings, but if you're into like dark romance / like maybe like there's abuse and stuff, or like, you know, maybe and drugs and like maybe things that aren't normal in your life, mm-hmm. or maybe they are, but it's a really good book. And I think those are the only books she's written.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next one, Jessica Pierce. I feel like she's written quite a bit, but the one that I read last year is called Atlas Fallen. It's a YA sci-fi series, and it's really good. Like it's just so fun. I love books set in space with like high stakes and like lots of action, and that's what this was. And you know, it's like a group of misfit kids, and it's just really good. And I believe the second book in this series is out. I think it's going to be a trilogy. Atlas Fallen came out last year, and then Rogue Moon. Oh my gosh, it doesn't have a date.
You're like, no.
I'm almost positive it came out in March of this year. But she was an author that I worked with and helped promote this book. So, you know, there's that little disclaimer. But it is really good.
Yeah.
And it says that she's got a publisher, but I know she's indie too. So it must be an indie publisher, but it's Lost City Publishers, if you're curious.
Yeah. The next book I want to talk about is by Camellia Hart, or the next indie author. And the book I read was Chasing Eva. And then it's a series, you know, me mm-hmm. and just getting into those series.
Of course.
I actually got this one on NetGalley, the Chasing Eva one, and it took me a while to read it. I don't know what was stopping me, but then once I read the first one, I was like, what was I doing? Why was I taking so long? I'm so mad at myself. So then I had to go buy the other two and support the indie author. So it's a romance, contemporary romance. No, I would say like young adult. No, I would say new adult. Mm-hmm. She basically, oh gosh, I'm blanking right now. They're like mutual attraction. I know that there was a bit of mystery. Oh yeah, there we go. Sorry. She had to take over her father's business after he suddenly died, and she went to culinary school. So she's not really wanting this life, mm-hmm. but I think they do like what's it called when you decorate a business? That's what they do. Oh, you know what I mean? Yeah. Interior decorating or something like that. And so she's taking over this business, and Clive is he owns his own business, and they kind of work together, and he's trying to like help her out in a way. Yeah. Because he's attracted to her, and mm-hmm. It's just basically the mystery of like so all of a sudden like someone's trying to take down her business, and her father's murder or death might have been a murder. Oh. And so, yeah, it goes from like this light romance to this, you know, like mystery and like a little bit of thriller and a little bit of like, you know, like, I mean, hoping no one's gonna die. So it got intense. It was really good, but like it scared me. I think I talked about it a couple podcasts ago because the third book was called Killing Eva, and I was like, no, don't kill her.
That's not okay.
So yeah, Camellia Hart, and I think it says like publisher is Camellia Hart, and I think those are her only books. So yeah, go support her. It's really good series.
All right, so my next one, the author is M.K. Sawyer. Ooh. And her book is The Goblin's Daughter. This is one...
You love goblins.
I do love goblins. Let me see when I posted this. So last year, actually about a year ago, almost exactly, M.K. Sawyer got in touch with me through my email and asked if I would review her book. And I saw it was called The Goblin's Daughter. And I was like, I don't even need to know anymore. Yes, I will.
You're like, I'm in.
And it was really, really good. It's a like urban fantasy. It's new adult. And it's almost like a changeling kind of goblin story.
Ooh, okay.
But it's really good. Like I said, it's been a year since I read it. So I don't remember details, of course, because I don't remember anything in my life. But I really liked it. I rated it 5 stars. You can check out my review. Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
goblins.
That sounds so good.
Goblins. Do I need to say anything
All
else?
the goblins. The next person I want to talk about is Tricia Barr. Tricia, it's Tricia. Tricia Barr. She had sent me her first book, reached out to me. It's called Ignite, The Bound Ones, #1. And I read it, and it was in a place where I was like super busy, and I wrote her and I was like, oh my God, does this continue? And it looks like, yes, it continues, and I need to read all of them. What have I been doing? Looks like there's 4 books in this series. So it's a really neat idea. I really liked, I can't wait to see where it goes. But it's basically these 4 characters wake up in a prison cell, and they're like, how did we get here? We don't know. Oh, by the way, it's like new adult science fiction fantasy with magic in it. So they all wake up in the cellar, and they don't know how to get out of here. They don't know what they're doing. It's basically like you're finding out with them what's happening. Mm-hmm. The story barely leaves the cell. It's just that's how good it is.
Oh my goodness.
It's in a cell, and they all start to realize that 1, they've had traumas in their past, and 2, that they all can manipulate a little bit the 4 elements. And so they start trying to like get better on their powers to like get themselves out of here, because they're overhearing people saying that they're going to sacrifice them. And they're like, we didn't even know we have these powers, and now you're going to sacrifice us. Yeah. So that's kind of like where, how the story goes. And I just can't wait to read the other ones. So yeah.
Sounds good.
Yes. I remember the first book. I was obsessed. So I need to go read the other ones. I didn't realize that she had more. I got distracted. But yeah really good.
Okay, so this is my final one, and I'm pretty sure it's one that we have in common. It's called Everything But the Earl by Willa Ramsey.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I forgot about that one. Good call.
So, this is another author that reached out to both of us, and, we got to read her book. It's a Regency romance, so, that's kind of a specific genre, and I wasn't really sure going into it because romance is not usually my thing.
That's my thing.
But it was really good. And I remember I was reading it while I was reading 2 other books that were very, very dark. So this was like my
so nice. Yeah.
And the main character in it is like a feminist in a time where that is not a normal thing.
Yes.
So I really like that about it too. I thought she really wrote it nicely. It was so well done. And then it's the first in a series called Wayward and Willful. So I don't think any of the other ones are out yet, but I think it's going to be one of those where it's like side characters or something. Like I don't think you're going to have read the first one necessarily.
And I liked it. It reminded me of Pride and Prejudice. I think that's why I was like, yes, I love this book.
Yeah.
So I'll try to go through mine really quick. I've got a couple more. The first one I'll talk about really quick. I think I've talked about her before. Bella Forrest. She's really popular on Kindle Unlimited for her Shade of Vampire series. There's a ton. I don't even know how many there are. Let me click really quick to see how many there are. Create Space is the publisher. And I've read up to, I don't even know, because they're very like Twilight, but darker, I would say. It looks like there are 9 books, right? Nope, there's longer than 9. There is. Oh my goodness. And it's not all the same characters. It's the same like place but it's different. And like one character story will end and then another side characters will begin. So I would say like all of the books put together are, oh my goodness, 75.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So like she'll say like books 1 through 7 is Derek and Sophia's story. Books 8 through 16 is Rose and Caleb's story. Books 17 through, so she, at the top of her series, she has like a bunch of spinoffs, and she'll like say like which the Dawn of the Guardians is 33 through 41. So yeah, but they're all on Kindle Unlimited. So if you ever want to just rage read them all, which I started to, I think I read Derek and Sophia's story, and I think I started on Rose and Caleb's story. But it's definitely like one if you're just wanting that science fiction or science fiction, paranormal fix. Mm-hmm. It's a good one to get. Yes, so that's one that I've read. Another one to talk about was, let me see, it is by Tara Brown. It's the only book I've read of hers, but it had a very big impact on me. I didn't know if I was going to like it. I got it on NetGalley. It's self-published by her, and it's called Castaways. I think I've briefly talked about it before.
Yeah, I feel like I remember.
It's just basically this girl who is an actress in action films. Her and her like friends go on a cruise, and something happens, and they crash on this deserted island, and it's all about like, you know, rich kids surviving. But she wasn't always a rich kid, so she like, you know what I mean, gets it, and it's like, and then they figure out that like, why are they the only ones that survived and not all the crew? Ooh. So it's like a mystery because, you know, things start floating up to the island and like they have to survive, but they all have to stories. Right. So it's so good. So I really like that one. I wanted to talk about her. Another one is, this is the one I want to talk about. I know I've talked about it before. Casey L. Bond. Okay. She is self-published. Glamour of Midnight, and that is the one with the girl who's blind. Ooh. And she grows up next to this mist where like fairies live, and it's like, you know, you don't go in there, you don't go close to it, whatever. Mm-hmm. And she's like not treated very well in her town. Mm-hmm. And the blurb says, Court of Thorns and Roses meets Snow White and the Huntsman.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so she's blind, and they have to go across the mist. Like they send people to like, cause the mist is like, the barrier is like falling. And so they've been sending people to go, but they never return. And so one of her brothers volunteers. And so she goes in after him, brother lightly, because they're not related. She was like adopted. She goes in and realizes she can see in there.
Oh my goodness.
Right. And so like, that's where the story goes. And there's fairies. It's awesome. It's an action.
So good.
It's so good. And it's a one-off YA fantasy. So if you don't want to like go deep into a series, like I usually do. Then Arlinda would be another like YA new NA romance. It's one of those books I've probably talked about before, the Scandalous series, where it's like this town with all of these friends that are intertwined one way or another, and how like their lives are going romantically, and just like, you know, they deal with like teen pregnancy when they're younger and like what it's like now. They deal with you know, growing up without parents, with their brother in jail, and like it's just like all these different stories and these different walks of life and how they intertwine. So there's 6 books, and I've read all of them.
Oh my goodness.
Because it's like I really like adding, because like it'll say like, oh, they're really upset, but it doesn't touch on it, and then in another book it'll grow more about different people's stories. I really like that. About that. I think that's it. A.P. Watson is another one I want to talk about. There's a couple of her books I want to read. I haven't gotten a chance to. Mm-hmm. Burning Violet I have read, and I'm blanking on like what's going on, and I don't want to like be wrong about it. I'm trying to do this really fast. But You Deserve Better and I Know Better is like 2 books that I really want to read. But yeah, so that's it. I think that's it.
I do have one more thing I want to mention.
Okay.
If you are looking to start reading more independent authors, or you are a book blogger and you want to start reviewing indie authors and stuff like that, there is a Facebook group that we're both in. It's called YA Bookstop.
Yes.
And actually, one of the authors I talked about, Jessica Pierce, the author of Atlas Fallen.
Yeah.
She runs that group.
Oh, and that's how I found Tricia Barr.
Oh, okay. And there's like daily, I see books posted in there that I'm like, I wish I had time to read those because I want to read it.
Yes, same. Another place you can find it is Goodreads. Like, there is a group on Goodreads. Let me find them. It's called. I know they just basically post about arcs. Advanced copies for review and book giveaways is the group. Oh, okay. And so people are like, I need 10 people to review this. I'll send it to you. I need 5 people. Like, it's, they'll say the genre, you can read the blurb, and then then you can read it for them and they'll tell you when they need it by.
Which is basically what they do in the Facebook group.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just different, outlets or whatnot.
Yeah. And one more thing, I realize that this is part of a bigger publisher, so it doesn't quite fit, but Swoon Reads has a program where authors put their stories on there, like, as they're writing them, kind of like Wattpad.
Okay.
And you get to vote on which stories are your favorite, and then the ones with the most votes usually get published by Swoon Reads.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's another way
it's
to
kind of
find authors that maybe you wouldn't read normally, or, maybe they'll go on to publish independently if Swoon Reads doesn't pick them up.
Definitely.
But
yeah,
they have an app and everything.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah, it's a really fun way to kind of help get books published by authors who maybe wouldn't normally get published by a bigger.
Oh, exactly. And if you are a, independent author and listening, reach out to us. We're always open to check out people's books. We want to make sure that we're including everybody as much as we can to spread the word, because I love books. I don't really care, either way, if it's, I find it or it finds me, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So support indie authors. Everyone has to start from somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, we better get going. We've got more tea to drink and books to read. Our social medias are down below. Make sure to rate and review the podcast.
Yes.
We really appreciate your support, your sharing, your telling your friends and family about us, and reading. Thank you for reading all of the books and loving them just as much as we do. All right. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.